Hi, I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Today I have a pre-owned 2023 Newmar Ventana. This is the 4310 floor plan. That means it has bunk beds and 2 full bathrooms. We're not talking a bath and a half. This has 2 full bathrooms, as we'll get to when we go through. Take a peek around while I give you just a few little specs here. This is built on the Freightliner chassis. We have a 400 horsepower, 1250 foot-pound of torque Cummins engine with 15,000 pounds of towing capacity. We've got sleeping for 7 people at least in here, and a lot of the high-end upgrades that you would find in a Dutch Star. They've started adding a heated floor option here. We've got central vacuum. We have 3 air conditioning units on this unit as well. So lots and lots of really cush things for you to have in a beautiful motorhome. So let's get started here. I wanted to show you that we have opposing sofas here. That means that we have a full sleeper sofa here. And this is going to work this way. So you're going to sleep this way. So 2 full-grown adults can sleep in this quite easily. Across from this sofa, we have a jackknife sofa. And I don't like to say 2 people can sleep here because it really is built for a shorter person. You would sleep this away here. And then, so that's 3 in total. We'll get to the bunk beds and the master suite a little bit later. You will notice too that we have a TV here. Now that is on a televator lift. So what that means is that when you're not interested in watching TV, you want a little sunshine in here, you just push a button and that TV will tuck itself away. We also have another TV over the driver's area right here. Now, why in the world would I want 2 TVs in the very same spot? Well, especially when you have kids traveling with you or guests, this is a great option. The reason is you can program these to have 2 different things going at once. So the kids can be playing video games, and one could be watching a show. You could have 2 sports games on at the same time, things like that. So it's not just a waste, it actually does make sense. This is not for the driver to be watching TV though, so don't be trying that. Moving on, of course, we have some storage above here. They just try to take advantage of as much space as possible. One thing that you may not be able to see from home is that these have a really nice carpet in them. So pretty much every cabinet that we look at is going to have this feltish carpet in it. And what that's going to do is help with vibration, sound, try to help your things to keep from bouncing around when you're in transit. That's going to keep things from breaking, also from alarming noises going on back here. So love that Newmar does that extra touch that you usually can't see unless it's pointed out to you. Moving into the kitchen area. Like I said, this is a very well-appointed coach. It has pretty much anything that you could desire. It's an all-electric motorhome, so that means you're going to get an induction cooktop. This induction cooktop lifts right out, so you can cook outside. On the opposite side of these solid surface covers, we have cutting boards on either side. So the beauty of that is that not only are you not wasting any space with extra needs to bring more things, but with induction, these don't really get hot. So as soon as you're done cooking, you can actually use this and not worry about having to melt it. Right here, we have your convection microwave oven. That means you can bake in here. You can make cookies, pizza, whatever it is that you need crisped up. And then we have a little bit of storage here. I just imagine my spices going in that spot. And down here, this is optional, but there was a dishwasher added. And this is a pretty good deep space. So again, if you think, oh, who would need that? That's just silly. Makes a great place to hide your pasta pots, larger dishes, things like that. And then over here, we have some of these full extension drawers. They're really well made and self-closing. So 3 of those going down. And then we have a little bit of storage space here. more storage space here. And they included this really great pull-out shelf so that it's easier to reach the things that are at the back of the cabinet. Those of you who've watched my videos before know that I'm a huge fan of Newmar. It's because they do extra things that make a difference down the road. So say you keep this coach for 10 years, it's not going to be squeaking and falling apart, and you're not going to be having a lot of the issues that cheaper made coaches do have. Just the noise factor alone makes these stand out. So over here we do have your sprayer detachment here, or attachment I should say, double sink here. There are sink covers, they're just stowed away right now down here. So there's a little space there for you to have a trash can and things like that. Little place for your sponges here. A little bit more storage. They try to tuck it into every possible space that makes sense. And then here as well, we have a really nice long junk drawer. That's what I would use this for, pens, bottle openers, things like that. And directly above this area, we do have a fantastic fan. So how that works, it's an exhaust fan. It's gonna suck the air, smoke, steam, whatever it is. If you're cooking, it's gonna be able to suck that out really quickly. The other use for that is just to get the temperature regulated more quickly. So if it's really hot in here, you turn that fantastic fan on, the temperature will change, I promise you, in 20 seconds. It'll be dramatically different. They just work so, so well. Moving into the dining table area, this has a booth option, and I'm a huge fan of this particular booth because when you want to sit and visit with the person in the kitchen, this is the most comfortable spot to do so. And this is exactly how I would use this booth. However, it does pull out and it has space for people to sit around here. And it's very simple to do that. You just pull this out. There are leaves that are hidden under the bed and some extra fold-up chairs that match the decor. Then we do have our residential refrigerator. This is a Whirlpool brand. There's water in the door here. And just to show you, again, this is a pre-owned coach. It is so clean, and whoever owned this before took very good care of it or just didn't use it very much. And of course, we have your freezer compartment with your ice, a little bit of room there. But another thing that Newmar does that I absolutely love is they put a very discreet lock here. And it just slides into place. It locks your doors so that they're not flying out when you're traveling, going around a corner too quickly or something like that. I hear stories all the time of how people's doors of their refrigerator fly open when they don't have them locked. And then they have milk and pickles all over the floor. It's just a total disaster to have to clean up later. So love that they do this, but I really love that it's discreet. It's not stuck on the doors with Velcro and glue and things like that. I see that all the time, and it looks tacky and it kind of ruins the refrigerator. So this cabinet here is huge. I don't even know how far back that goes, but it's really far. You could easily put your baking sheets, things like that up there. Even if you wanted to put bedding or something like that, that's a great spot for it. And then we're moving into the bedroom area here. We do have a pocket door that slides across here. We have another one that slides across when we're going into the master bedroom. So this whole hallway area is very privatized for guests that are sleeping in the bunk beds. Or if you have kids in there, it helps keep it quiet for the 3 different areas. Sleeping people here, and sleeping people back there. You're not gonna know about each other making all kinds of noise at night. So in this area, we have a little bit of a pantry, and these are really nice pull-out drawers. You can also change the height of them if you don't like where they're set right now. They're really easy to do. Oops, and they lock into place. And then this here, they gave you the option of either using this as a closet for the people staying here, or it could also just be more pantry space. So I love that. And then finally, we're at the bunk area. Now they did something really cool with these bunks. They're of course concealed away. Both of the bunks have little TVs with their own remote controls and reading lights. But also, whoever ordered this coach upgraded this bunk situation so that it can also be a wardrobe. So there's a little release lock under here where this can flip up or pull out. And then you have this bar where you can hang clothes. If you decide that you don't need this anymore, the kids are moved out, or they're just not traveling with you that week, you can make this a huge wardrobe. You can even put some big bins down here. Those big Rubbermaid bins would fit down here really well, or dog crates for that matter. So really clever how they made it versatile, so you're not locked in. In this hallway area, we also have the place that you would put your vacuum hose. So we have a central vacuum, and then this is a kick plate. So if you're to sweep rather than wanting to use the hose situation, you just push that up and it'll suck away any debris that's right here. So here's that crazy second bathroom. I love that they did this so multiple people can be getting ready at the same time. Full shower. We do have an aquamizer system in both showers. And what that does is it recycles the water until it gets to a warm enough temperature for you to want to use it. So then you're not letting all your water go down the drain if you happen to not be plugged in. It's just much less wasteful. This coach does have the capacity of 105 gallons. So it's going to take you a while to run out, but still nice to not be wasting that. Up here, mostly this is where wiring stuff goes, so not a lot of storage, but I thought that you needed to see it. But we do have a couple plug-ins here as well. And then storage. Great place for linens and things. And then I'll get down here so you can see what they did here. I'll have to step out of the way for the camera to be able to see. And then we also have a medicine cabinet. The other thing you might see as we're going up is there's yet another fantastic fan, and there will be another one in that back bathroom. Once we get to that, I can try to point that out for you as well. Then in here, this is something that's a new improvement in the Newmar coaches, is that we have this really nice big touchscreen in the middle of the coach. This is going to have the ability to turn all lights on and off, TV lift, autofill for your water, can turn your water pump on there. Also check your battery levels and your water levels. We also have the ability to do an auto gen start based on quiet time, or if your batteries are getting low, if you wanted to have your air conditioner on, things like that. You can pick how you want this to work, and don't worry, we'll teach you how to use this when you purchase the coach. This is just a quick overview. But the other great improvement the Ventana got in 23 was floor heat. That used to be exclusive to Dutch Star and up, but now we have 3-zone floor heat, and you can do it high, medium, low. That really pertains to the amount of time that it's going to be on rather than the amount of heat it's putting out. Here's your HVAC system, and like I said, we have 3 air conditioning units in this coach. They all have heat pumps included. And then for your heating system, we actually have a continuous hot water system. It's called the Oasis system. That's going to provide a moist heat, kind of like your old radiators that you used to have in homes back in the day. It provides a moist heat to the coach, which is great for your wood, for your skin, etc. We have the ability now to Bluetooth pair to this screen, and then we can do all the lights from this one place. So kitchen, I want to just have the wall lights on, I can do that, etc. And then of course we have these touch panels throughout the coach that have more centralized things like the hall light and the kitchen light, bedroom light, etc. So here's that other pocket door that's going to close off this bunk area or the master suite. And then here we are in the master bedroom. So because you have a shower in that second bathroom, this is a queen size bed. There is an option, a different floor plan that you could get a king size bed here, but then you lose that shower. So it is a trade-off. In a 43-foot, 10-inch coach, I think that they really packed a lot in here. So the bed has a really nice lift system, so you're not throwing out your back while you're trying to do this. Here are the 2 leaves that go with that booth dinette that we looked at earlier, and the 2 fold-up chairs that I was telling you about. And then these are the components for your central vac. It doesn't look like they were ever used. They're still in their plastic, which is really nice, but again, barely used coach. Either side of the bed has a really nice little place to put your things, a USB and your 110 outlets there as well, so when you need to charge at night, and then a little bit of space here. I'm not going to get too excited about that, but that'd be a great place for water bottles and your pills that you take before bed, if you're like me. And then up here, of course, we have more storage. The other cool thing Newmar does is they put 110 outlets there, so if you happen to have a sleep apnea machine or something like that, you can plug it in up there, and then you actually have a port to put your tube through on both sides of the bed. You also have reading lights on either side of the bed, and you can turn your security lights on from under there as well. Now, the windows on both sides of the bed do open too if you wanted to get a cross breeze in here. Really nice feature. One thing that we don't look at very often, but I'd like to point out today, is that the air conditioners in this coach and most Newmar coaches are covered with a beautiful decorative panel. So your filters and your output for your air conditioner are housed behind there. They make it a little lock in there so you can drop it down really easily and get it cleaned out. But it just gives us such much nicer appearance to the coach. You don't have those plastic rings all over the place that kind of make it look like a camper more than a home. But Newmar just does that extra step to make it look beautiful. So opposite the bed here, we of course have another TV. And then we have a hanging wardrobe on either side. And you'll notice there are little lights in these that I'm turning on as we go through. All these cabinets that open like that, they have these little lights that you can turn on and off. And then we have these really, really deep drawers here. And this one comes out extra far because this comes out a little bit further here. But you can see these are very deep. You can put a lot of socks in there. And then heading into the master bathroom, I think they did a great job for having 2 bathrooms in here. We got quite a bit of space. So one more fantastic fan in here. And then we have your emergency exit door here. This is in case there's a reason you can't get to the front of the coach and you need to get out in a hurry, or just say you wanted to not have to walk to the front to throw your trash bags out or something like that. This opens quite easily, but it also has a drop-down ladder in the door that you can climb down if there were a fire or some kind of emergency like that. When they introduced this, I was just so happy because a lot of my customers, it would be very difficult for them to fit through a small window, either because they're older or because it's hard to fit through a little window. So anyway, I think this is just a great way to do that. You know, we don't ever want to think about emergencies, but it's better to be prepared and to have something, a plan for if that does happen. So love that they do that. You know, that's not something that's required or anything like that. They just go the extra mile. Over here we have a washer and dryer. These are really awesome. They work really well. If you had an all-in-one in the old days of motorhoming, or even the new days for that matter, you probably think, oh, I hate those things. These are different. These are actually apartment sized, so they are going to be a lot quicker and work a lot more efficiently than those all-in-ones do. And then here we of course have another medicine cabinet. Nice and deep there. And it's just so bright and beautiful in here too, I have to say. The light wood really does help reflect the light and make motorhomes look bigger. I like the dark wood also, but you have to give it to the light wood for making the space look larger. A little bit more space down here. And then we've got two drawers that pull out quite far. Over here we have a really nice hanging wardrobe. Again, there's a light in here, and a safe was optioned in. If you need to put anything away and you don't want it getting stolen, that's really a nice thing to have in here. And another really good sized drawer down there as well. In the shower here, we do have a fold down shower seat. So that's really nice for shaving legs or taking a break from all the exhausting showering, or just to hide from the kids that you've got up front. Again, we have that shower miser system in here as well. So that's pretty much it for the coach portion. We're going to go put slides in, and then I'll show you a little bit of the cab area. Then we get to go outside and you'll see the incredible custom paint job that the people ordered for this coach. It truly is beautiful. Just a side note for those of you who are not familiar with Newmar, they invented the very first slide out mechanism for motorhomes. They still use that same mechanism, which is a cog wheel, very similar to a cog wheel train. They're very heavy wheels that these turn in on. Each click of that wheel brings it in a foot. They're very reliable, very strong. So I'm a big fan of them, honestly. There are other brands that have come out and they tend to jam up and be a pain. Let's just say it like that. So Newmar figured it out right the first time and then just kept on with it. So I'm going to start bringing in these front slides. They put these buttons in really smart spots so that I can keep an eye on what is happening when I'm putting these slides in and out. I've been in coaches that the button is in a place that I can't tell if I'm going to hit the coach next to me when I'm putting a slide out, and I have to say it's not the smartest way to do it. None of us want to have things like that happen, insurance claims and your neighbor mad at you. We want to take care of these really beautiful motorhomes here. So that slides all the way in, and one more slide and then we'll be done. And then I can show you how much walking space you have once we are all closed up. Totally normal noises here. And there we go, we're all the way in. So just for you to understand, I can walk through here very, very easily. There's plenty of space even between my feet. Gets a little bit wider at certain points, slightly narrow here where this booth comes into the kitchen area, but I can still get through it. And what's important about this is I can get into the refrigerator easily, and I can still get into this bathroom in the middle as well. So a little bit tighter here, but still doable. Now going back into the cockpit area, I don't feel like we need to look at everything in here because there are a lot of things that are normal. What I do want you to know though is that we have lane departure warning on this coach. We also have mobile eye, which is going to do a cruise control mitigation or alarm for you. So you're going to know if you're getting too close up there. We also have a 360-degree camera system. There are cameras front and back and on the sides of this coach, which puts together a picture so it looks like there's a drone flying above you and you can see all the way around you while you're going down the road. So huge safety thing. Particularly I feel like when you're in a parking lot, that you can see if there are animals or children running close to the coach, and you can be extra careful. It would be very difficult to see those otherwise. So really love that this has the upgraded 360 camera system. We of course have hydraulic jacks here. Those go down with the push of a button and up again with the push of a button. Very easy. And those actually level the coach to make it flat. They don't just keep you from moving around. They're not stabilizers, they're actual levelers. So kind of a big deal. We have heated and powered side mirrors. We have a battery boost here, so if you're running low on either your house or your chassis battery, you can suck from the other one to get yourself jumped basically. And on the Freightliner, they have done a really nice update to the dials and things like that. You can change these dials for what you want to keep track of while you're going down the road. And it's pretty easy to do with this little system that's right here. One of the main things that I'm a big fan of is the steering effort. Comfort drive steering is something that only Newmar has. It makes your driving much less tiresome. If it happens to be windy or there are divots in the road, you're not going to be fighting with the steering wheel. It's going to, the steering wheel, or the mechanism really, notices how much you're pulling on it and it takes over for you basically. So it's just a really nice thing. It's hard to explain. It's a lot easier to feel it. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in a Newmar product, to come and drive one, because it really makes a world of difference. As you can see, there are a lot of other things that you can change and check here. I don't feel like we need to go through all of them, but again, if you were to purchase the coach from us, we are going to give you a very thorough training. Of course, your phone setup here and things like that. But the other thing I really wanted you to look at is that Freightliner has moved your shifter or your transmission to this column here. Why is that such a big deal? Well, when you've got it over here, you literally have to look away from the road to pick which button you're going to pick. They're not obvious enough that you're going to know which one to push without looking at it. So to me, that's a safety hazard. If you're just going in reverse and you're stopped, it's no big deal. But if you need to downshift or go into eco mode or something like that, you don't want to be looking away to do that. This is a big vehicle. You don't want to be looking away from the road really at any time. So to have it right here at the touch of a finger, very nice. Your engine brake is also on this column here, so you can turn it off and then low, medium, high here as well. So huge improvement that Freightliner did. I'm a big fan of Freightliner because of their support, because of their parts delivery, how fast they are. We love working with Freightliner. They are a great company. They give us great education and great tools to help you as well. So again, I'm a big fan. We have some other buttons up here, the visor and the shade, which are powered blinds that come down here, fans to defrost, things like that. So you also have an entry lock, so that'll unlock that door there. And then we have a couple drawers here for storage. You can hide your sunflower seeds or candy away from the children. Then up here we have your control station is what I would call it. We have door awning in and out. This coach has an upgraded Girard Nova awning, and what that basically is, for those of you who don't know, most awnings come out like this. This awning comes out and drops down. It's a beautiful fabric, LED lights underneath, but not only is there one, there's two, so it goes the full length of the bus. So you can really have really nice times outside. Let's see if I can get least one of them to come out while we're here. We also have security lights here, and you have an exterior step lock. What that does is it keeps it from going in and out when you're opening the door and closing the door over and over. So say you're hosting outside, you need to come in and get the meat and the drinks and in and out and in and out. Well, you're going to wear out your stair mechanism eventually, but it's also just annoying to have to wait for the step to come out for you to get in. So it's really nice that you have that option. These again were those slide outs that I put out just a moment ago. And these are the controls for that Oasis hydronic heating system that we talked about earlier. And then this is just your energy management system center, so you can check out what's going on with your inverter and charging, etc. So I think we're basically ready to go outside. So these exit steps, I'll show you before the camera guy leaves us. They have a little flip-up storage area that I think is just so clever. They didn't waste that space. And there's also a step cover that comes out here. So if you're walking around in the coach and you're not paying attention, if you don't cover that step, you could easily fall into this stairwell. Also, for the person sitting here, it feels really weird to not have a floor below you. So that is what that step cover does. All right, and you'll hear how sturdy this door is when I close it. This is not a door that blows in and out with the wind. Right here at the entry, we have a programmable door code. It also can be programmed to have a separate code for your bay doors, and it has a doorbell. Sounds silly, but actually this door is so well insulated, and the whole coach itself for that matter, that you wouldn't hear it if someone was knocking on your door. So the doorbell actually does make a lot of sense. Here is one of those awnings I promised you, and you can see how it comes down in a really nice way. Again, there are LED lights under there, but since it's daylight, you can't really see them very well. Over here, we have one of your two places to fill in your diesel fuel. This coach does hold 100 gallons of diesel fuel, but you can do them both, both sides of the coach at the same time to save you time at the pump. Isn't this a beautiful paint job? I just thought it was so striking when I saw it, and it was custom done, meaning they special ordered it with Newmar, so no one else is going to have this exact same one. So in the first bay here, you'll see that these are, again, that felt carpet that we had inside as to help with vibration, noise, and things moving around. This also is pre-wired so that you could put a fridge freezer in here, or even a smoker. If you had like a little Traeger smoker, you can put those on a tray and keep it in this bay here. I don't think we had enough TVs to begin with, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6 for this coach. But you're going to be entertained, I promise you, if you buy this coach. You know what? I'm not tall enough to do that right now, so I'll get it later. Over here, we have one of your 2 manual storage trays. And I love these because it makes getting to the things in the middle of the coach much easier. So this tray comes out about 60% of the way on either side, so you can put it out the other side as well. Newmar, it includes some extra porcelain tiles for your floor in case you drop something on them and you break one. They don't tend to break on Newmar products because they do such a good job with the underneath structure that you're not getting a lot of bend and twist going down the road. I can show you a little bit of what I was just alluding to. This is the Star Foundation, as they have branded it, and that is what helps with your bend and twist. So most coaches just have your chassis rail, which is back here, but the rest of the coach is going to be moving around quite a bit, and you do get cracked tiles, and you get a lot of squeaking in your cabinets and things like that. What Newmar does is for one thing, they've lifted the floor. You've got about 4 inches there before you get to your floor, and then about 2 2 inches of insulation, and then your floor is built. So not only is that going to keep sound out of the inside, it's going to keep it heated or cooled however you want it down here. It's also going to keep that vibration to a minimum. Most companies are building right above or right on this chassis rail, so you can only imagine what that would do to the things inside the coach. But Newmar welds this star foundation onto the chassis rail, and it comes all the way out to the bay doors and down, and then it has cross beams which help with that bend and twist. I tell you what, Newmar makes an excellent coach. I'll get out of the way so you can get a better look at the star foundation. The other quick thing is how thick and well insulated these doors are. This whole coach is really well insulated, but that's just a nice visual of how much insulation. Now here's your other pull-out tray, and this is only a partial because you have other components that we'll get to in a few moments on the other side. This is the extent of this one, but it's still really nice to have. And then right in here we have your central vac system. This is where you're going to empty out your vacuum bags as well. But there's also a place that you can put the hose. It says slide here to insert hose. That's to vacuum out your basement. Keep everything looking really nice on this coach. This bay is housing your water tank. So 105 gallons, one more time. So there's not a ton of space here, but again, they're using as much as they can to give you storage. So they made it into a little tool pegboard so you can hang things there. Oh, I didn't get that quite. Oh. Here, let's try one more time. Sometimes when there's shallower doors, it's a little bit harder to close them. And I have to say, it's actually a good thing because the seals on these are going to keep dust and debris out. So they can be a little stickier to close sometimes. So you just saw me have to do that. I didn't do it hard enough, but don't be afraid to slam it. It'll be, you're not going to break it, I promise you. So back here we have your steerable tag axle. What does that do? It does not drive from this axle. What it does is it's going to follow you, and that's going to help with your turning radius by quite a bit, actually. Every time I take people on test drives in these motorhomes, the Newmar 40, this is 43 feet, 10 inches long. They are shocked at how sharp of a turn they can take. And they'll go way out into an intersection. I'll go, nope, let's try the next one much, much tighter. You will be shocked at how well you can do that. You don't even have to get into the opposing lane to do these turns, and this is part of the reason why. Here's the outside of that emergency exit door, so you can see it's not too tall, but again, it does have a drop-down ladder. Back here, we have your chassis batteries and your chassis disconnect. We also have the reservoir for your Oasis fluid there, so you can check that on a regular basis and make sure that's topped off. Coming to the back of the coach here, we have a 15,000-pound towing capacity. We also have your 7-pin connector already in there. And then rear radiator, and we have some ability to check your engine oil and fill that, transmission, as well as your air filter over there. So you do have the ability to check on certain things and do some self-care. Self-doing the care, I should say. The other thing that I did tell you about was the 360-degree camera system. So you'll see we have the standard backup camera that's all the way up at the top there. And then we have an additional camera that is part of that 360 system that's right there. A little bit more storage. Turn these lights off as I go. Don't want to drain the battery. There we go. We do have manual window awnings here as well, and that's what this lower awning is. That top one is actually a slide topper. That's to help keep snow, rain, and debris out of the coach when you're pulling your slides in. This is a little storage bay that you could put your black hose in, or gloves, things like that. And then here we have your water bay. So we have a whole house water filtration system. It's pulled out right now because this coach is winterized. We never know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow in Colorado. We have the ability to rinse out the black tank, and we also have auto fill here and an outdoor shower. We have a power rewind water hose here, and how that works is you just push this button right here and it'll pull itself back in. We also have an auto rewind power cord. So that's housed in here. This is your 50-foot, 50-amp cord. And I pulled a little bit of it out so you could see what I'm talking about. But again, say it's muddy, cold, wet outside, or you just don't want to touch that thing, you can just suck it right in very, very easily. Tuck it away, and then it's out of your way. Also housed back there is your surge protector with transfer switch. Oops. There we go. This is your Oasis system I was telling you about, your tankless water heater, and your furnace system for the coach. These are very reliable. They need less servicing than the other brands. And they're cleaner burning, so better for the environment. Just the other side of the bay that didn't have a pull-out tray. And the other side of the bay that did have the pull-out tray. And again, that will pull out 60% of the way on this side as well. Here are your house batteries. We have 8 of them. They're also on a pull-out tray to make them easier to service and replace. Here's your other fill for your diesel. And then in here, lots of electrical going on, but this is how we get into the generator compartment. So we have an Onan diesel generator here, the 8 kilowatt. Hold that open for me. So that's what's housed in here. We have your washer fluid, your air horns. There is a hot water line to the generator, and what that does is it helps melt the bugs off the windshield when you need to go clean that. And that's about it for under there. I think I've covered everything, but you know, there's always a chance that I didn't. I do these videos live and unedited. So if I forgot anything or you have any questions, please email me or call me. It works a lot better than leaving comments. I don't always get to see those in a timely manner. So if you could email or call me, I'd be happy to get any information to you. I hope you enjoy your day, and thank you for watching.